Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to another high level game of StarCraft 2. Today in our bottom right, spawning as the Red Terran player playing for Team Kaisi Gaming. It is time. And in the top left here on the map, spawning as the Blue Zerg player playing for Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Rogue. Alright, here we go. Hatch first coming out of Rogue. Time opening up with a barracks first, so both players doing exactly what they love. Double drones is a follow-up, so a pretty standard opener. Now, this map is a map where some interesting things are possible, both for the Terran side of things as well as the Zerg side of things. We've seen a lot of big roach plays on this map before. We've also seen just regular Ling Bane. It is relatively difficult to play a good game of Ling Bane, though. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Initially, very often we see Terrans take this forward third base, which allows them to take the orbital command as a forward base as well on the far back, increasing their economy with a pretty decent boost. Usually you play triple orbital commands, which allows you to mule and scan, of course, and then you get as a forward base a planetary fortress. But because of how this map is laid out, it is often possible to just take that back base as your forward base with an orbital command, allowing yourself to be pretty safe in the front with a wall on the natural, a little bit of a wall on the left side, a lot of units at your third, easily defendable. While at the same time having your forward base in the far back. So that's definitely an advantage here for Terran. At the same time, it can also be an advantage for Zerg to have one of these bases in the back. And it is difficult for Terran to sometimes scout what base number Zerg actually is on. So imagine Rogue takes this as the third base. That could mean that, in that case, Time believes that it's a two-base type of build. And he'll respond with a fast second gas, maybe some defensive type of play. Quicker into extra barracks and not too many harassment units, and Rogue will just be droning up like a madman behind it. So there's a lot of possibilities here. So far we don't actually see a drone moving out yet for Rogue whatsoever. This Reaper is now in the main base, and I'm actually kind of surprised by that. It seems to me like Rogue actually is playing a initially a two-base build here, or is taking the back base, because this is the perfect timing for a third base to go down. It usually goes down at 30 supply. Right now we're already at 36 supply. 2 more queens are being constructed. Third CC is on the way here for Time. Could have built it on position on the third as well, over here if he wanted to, but decided not to. There's just a lot of opportunities here for Terran to kind of mess with the Zerg player. But apparently there's also opportunities here for Rogue to mess with the Terran. So this is the exact scenario that I was talking about, is where the Terran doesn't know whether there's a third base or not. And it's difficult to find out. So Time scouts is like, hey, nothing here. Is there a base in the back? Is this two base? Is this going to be a fast layer? It is indeed going to be a fast layer. Fast second gas as well. Now the follow-up question is going to be, will this be a second and a third gas? Or a third and a fourth gas? Or will it just stick with 2 gases? Okay, Reaper's going to make its way in towards the main base. There's a lot of Lings here in position. Link speed finishes up right now. There's 1 queen on the top side. Creep is being spread forward. I feel like this Baneling nest timing is so fast that I'm kind of surprised to see it being built in the wall, because it gives a little bit of info away, obviously, which can be quite frustrating. Viking on the way here. Extra barrack coming down. So this was just 4 Hellions into a single Viking and already adding the barracks. This allows a lot of safety against a lot of 2-base builds, which is good, and it seems to me like this is going to be a 2-base Mura. We're on 4 gases currently. The Baneling nest isn't necessarily a dead giveaway, but is a little bit of a giveaway at least. Spire should go down. Yep, there we go. Spire goes down. Overseer gets built on the other side as well. We'll have to wait and see exactly what the plans are here for Time. Might want to be a little bit more defensive than you usually are. The Overseer is going to at least show that a layer is done. And honestly, there's not that many options for Zerg from this opener, right? What do you have? It could be a Nidus build, so maybe here as a Terran you want to get like a unit in the far back, but then would the Overseer really show its face? This is a sick position, by the way, for a Nidus. You kind of get in between the natural and the main. You kind of skip the front area, and it often goes unspotted as well, so yeah, could have been a possibility. We have double spores coming down as well, but as there's only a single Viking, it's not completely necessary. Overseer will stay alive. Third base is now flying over. Did we get a scan yet or something along those lines? No. No scan yet here out of Time. Is getting turrets a little bit too early, but I'd rather have them too early than too late. They do build very quickly, of course. 18 seconds for a turret. So definitely could have waited another 10-15 seconds with it. But then again, if the money is here, why would you wait? Just delay your 4th and 5th barracks for a little bit. I don't think that's really the end of the world in this type of scenario. Curious to see how Rogue is going to follow this up. He's taking the back base. Wants to probably expand towards a forward base soon as well, as he's already saturating and soon perhaps even oversaturating that back third. First 7 mutas are now on the way. We don't have a single Evo chamber down. First 10 mutas are now on the way, actually. And 3 more drones coming in as well. That's definitely going to completely saturate this back base together with the gas. Bunch of mutas flying towards the far right side. We'll perhaps pick off a couple of these marines. Ooh, looks good. Looks very good. Marines stay alive. Time has set up a pretty scary push here, honestly. There's not that many banelings. Actually, there's 0 banelings currently available. This fort is going to get cancelled, which is a very big deal. Losing a fort base here is going to really impede your production. Supply block as well right now is Rogue after losing an Overlord. Baneling speed isn't quite done yet. Rogue wants to kind of go for a move out with these mutas, but can't, or he might just end up dying. And right now, these mutas have been out for like a minute. They've dealt absolutely 0 damage so far. It is Time who's been in charge of dealing damage. 1-1 is about to finish up. If he can start to do 2-2 immediately, that would be fantastic. Armory is a little bit delayed by 5-6 seconds or so. More like 10 seconds. Once 2-2 starts here, I actually believe that the Rogue is in a lot of trouble. Not a little bit of trouble. Rogue's in a lot of trouble. He's getting outmined already. The fort base is similarly timed for the Terran as it is for the Zerg. What assets does Rogue really have? Because there's obviously a trade-off happening here in the early game, right? You get faster Mutalisk, you get a little bit of map control with that, but you trade away a lot of your early eco, which means upgrades are going to be delayed. Baneling speed is relatively fast as well because of the quick layer, but upgrades insanely late and eco is low. So these are the 2 main things that you're losing. If in the early game you don't get the map control and you don't clear this push in a big way, you're just behind. That is just how it is. There's no way around that, I think. It's just a fact. Fort base is going to finish up, but Rogue needs to crush this push. And this push just gets to move back home and gets to reinforce and gets to survive. You already have a lot of marines on the left side wanting to pick off potential mutas. It is Time that is in complete control in this game so far. There's no Overseer done yet. Pneumatized Carapace is on the way. I'm loving this position for the Chinese Terran here on Moondance. Really understanding how to play against these 2-base muta styles, even on this map. Fort is already flying over, a couple of mines in position. The first Thor is on the way as well. And I honestly believe that the scariest phase in this game has kind of been skipped right now by Time. And Rogue is probably starting to worry at this point. He wants to get up to a bigger worker count, wants to start putting on some pressure. I mean, there's 15 mutas out at this point, so you could say, well, maybe now is the time to deal some damage. +1 is done as well, but Time is just in control, and sending 15 mutas across the map when at home, well, okay, 28 Banes actually should be plenty to defend anything. Oh, big stim forward. 1 muta is going to take a little bit of damage. Another muta also takes, what is it, maybe 25% of damage. Will heal up pretty quickly though. We have Time once again moving forward. Creep count is not that high either. Creep spread is not looking healthy whatsoever. And this ramp is something that the Rogue ideally would be capable of defending. +2 on the way for the Mutalisk. I do not believe we have Burrow. No, we don't. It's of course a tool that you could use to get back in the game, especially if your creep spread is piss poor like it is this time around. And right now there's going to be a 2-2 push. A single Thor. 13 mines. And a crap ton of Marines and Marauders. Well, mainly Marines. Only 3 Marauders for now. Baneling count is very large, which is good. But there's not that much creep. There's hardly any creep moving on towards this 5th base. Mines in the back are going to be getting a couple of decent connections. More mines moving forward right now as the Marauders push in as well. Thor is going to kind of try and zone out these Mutalisks. Good pick up there out of Time. Will pick it up towards the far back. There's a lot of units still at home though, and I do believe that Rogue has done a fantastic job at holding this initial push despite being down 2 upgrades. This drop is not going to get the damage that it wanted either. 8 Marines do get the pick back up into the medevac, so nothing is lost here. Overall an okay or maybe even a good trade here for Time, but did not get the kill. And I think that was kind of scary honestly for Rogue. Another scary thing that's going to happen here is a moment +3 attack start. For some reason, Time opened up with +3 armor. That is a mistake. Definitely not something that you would ever want to do as a Terran. Attack upgrades are way more important than armor ever will be. And the moment 3-3 finishes, I think that is when Rogue truly is going to be struggling, because there's never going to be 3-3 here for Rogue. Rogue doesn't even have an infestation pit yet. Rogue is trying to stay alive. Thors are still alive as well, trying to zone out these Mutalisks. Mine's not getting the greatest connection on the Ling Bane though, and actually it's going to be Time that will get pushed back here. Rogue stays, well, stays alive with most of his Mutas. 12 Mutas are still here, has lost 5 so far in this game. And +2 is about to finish up. Don't forget that literally 0 worker kills have been gotten with these Mutas. So they haven't really been worth their investment yet. The creep is practically non-existent. The queen count is at 4, despite there being 6. I was going to say 5, but it's 6 hatcheries so far already. We're working off of 7 gas, which is a decent gas count. And the gases in the main still have a little bit of gas as well, so there's nothing to worry about right there. 5th base is being taken here for Time. Did not quite secure that back base yet, is saving it for a little bit later perhaps. There's a bunch of extra orbitals coming in as well, so we'll be capable of muling. In this type of scenario, I wouldn't mind A, a Ghost Academy, and B, a slightly lower work count here for Time. Just staying on 74, 73, if you're getting this many orbitals, is something that I really would like. Just to kind of boost the pushing power that you have. There's so little creep. Like, if there's a lot of creep, your pushes are going to be less effective. But if there's this little creep, you know that you can push out whenever you want. If you are this well set up at home, you know that you can literally move across the map at any point and put your opponent in danger. With 81 workers, of course, you just have slightly less supply. You could have maybe 10 more supply. I'm not saying that it's going to make the difference, but it definitely has an impact on these fights, right? 5 Marauders in front, that is going to make a difference, actually. So yeah, it is going to make a difference, is what I'm trying to say. Is there any upgrades yet on these stores? You have +1 vehicle plating, +1 vehicle weapons also on the way. Ooh, that could potentially be a big mine hit. No, it's going to connect with absolutely nothing there. Every single unit had already died. Marines on the left side trying to flank out these Mutas once again. There's a lot of Banelings here, 64 to be exact. We'll get connections with, well, a lot of these mines, a lot of these Marines as well. We have more Banelings moving forward. We'll not quite get the connection. There's not enough in front here to really take out the Banelings before they get the connections with the Thors or the Marauders, but losing Thors and Marauders against Banes is definitely a good trade here for Time, who's once again moving forward. He's looking for a kill. It just feels like Rogue has been on the ropes this entire game already. And Time in a very dominant position. 2 more command centers on the way. Already has, currently, what is it, 5 orbital commands. And with 3 more on the way, that means we could go up to 8 orbital commands. I also wouldn't mind one of these command centers just flying towards the left side, securing a base over there. We see Time rotating as well, saying, hey, I think I can actually do a... No, wait, this is the fight he had earlier as well, right? This exact ramp. I wouldn't mind if he rotates to this position. Puts on a little bit of pressure on that, what is it, a 12 o'clock base? Yeah, at least take out the creep over here. Slowly push forward, kind of off creep. Not too many mines with this army. A couple of more are coming in. Thors will be capable of taking out a couple of Mutas. Not too many Marauders in this army either, which means that the Banelings could get some good connections, with Rogue losing a lot of supply right here, and a lot of that lost supply is in the Mutalisk as well. That means that these Medevacs get to stay alive, and well, just boost back home with the Thors. Production of Ghost has started right now. Double mine shots, not going to connect with these links quite yet. Ooh. Relatively big mine shots over there, as these mines do end up getting cleaned up. We have Adrenal Glands coming in. 2-2 should start soon as well here for Rogue, who finally has his high finished 15-ish minutes into the game. What are we going to see here? Yep, we see a lift off towards the left side. That's exactly what I wanted. 39 more Banelings on the way. Creep, as always, non-existent. As these Changelings start moving out. And Changelings are a good tool at getting a little bit of vision where your opponent's army is. Let's not forget. Oh, actually 6 workers killed. I was gonna say no workers have been killed yet by the Mutas, but somehow, some way, I guess something has been killed by something. Well, SCVs have been killed by something, whatever that is, I don't know. Could have been links, could have been maybe some Banelings rolling in. It's also possible that it was the Mutas harassing something that I didn't quite see. Currently 7 orbital commands. Means that we have plenty of scans. This is an army that could be in danger, but with the Medevacs there, should be savable as well. Decent mine shot. Mine is going to bite the dust though, as more Lings and Banelings show up. 133 Lings, 54 Banelings out on the map right now. We have another base coming in for Rogue. Mirroring his opponent's expansion path. Except Rogue, of course, had that back base as well. Overall, units lost tap. Extremely favored here for time. Who's going to continue pushing forward? Liberator's already set up on the ramp. Ghost moving in. 3 Thors in the back. Mines as well over there. Don't forget, Ghost tank a lot of Baneling shots despite looking weak against them. Actually a great unit to trade somewhat cost efficiently against Banes. Or just to trade efficient in general, I guess. The Ghost is fantastic at that. Every single fight they take is a fight that time wins. And because time's eco is also quite good, it's not like Rogue is winning there in a big way. Good scan here. Topside base is going to get exposed by that scan. Time immediately starts moving over. It feels like his army is really quite small though. Third factory is on the way. Where are you? Oh, there we see it. Over here at the third base, or fourth base. With this base set up as well. A couple of turrets in the mineral line. With a counterattack coming in. A couple of corruptors are there. That's a lot of links. 155 links actually. If it could get a surround on this army, which honestly is relatively small. Is it possible is my question. I think the answer is yes. Rogue immediately pulls away the drones here. Here comes the surround. Can we go? Can we go? Yes, we can. Rest of the army also coming in right now. Banelings aren't really getting hit by these mines. Thors in the back are going to die against these Lings. You see the Thors having to pick up once more. Top right side base will get taken out by the Marines. I think this was an okay-ish fight here for our good friend Rogue. He skilled some stuff. 48 more Lings on the way. I don't think it was cost efficient though. Like, they're fine fights, but they're not winning. You're not wiping time off the map. I think you're going to need something else for that. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be that you'll need, but infestors are a possibility, perhaps. Burrowed infestors, especially given the lack of creep, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. There's just not a lot of money here for Rogue. Losing 7 workers somehow, some way, perhaps to the Liberators in this area. I'm not quite sure where or how it happened, but it happened, and that's the most important thing. We have a little bit of a Ling Bane run by coming in. Could perhaps take out that army, but the mind scare off Rogue. At least for now. Potentially another fight coming in. Off of creep once more. Every fight that we have seen so far has been pretty much off creep. Not much that Rogue can do about that. There's really no creep on the map. This is an interesting engagement. It's an engagement that Rogue perhaps wins actually. He killed a lot of crap there. Actually did kill a lot of crap. Only 68 workers remaining as well here for time, but so many orbital commands that even if he goes down to 50 workers, still going to most likely be very similar in mining when it comes to Rogue. Rogue is setting up the top right side base again. I wouldn't mind a far left or this high ground to go down soon as well. There has to be some bases mining out at this point. Yep, there we go. This bad boy is mining out as well. This one still has a fair chunk of minerals. 3 more Banes on the way, 28 more Lings. We do have all the upgrades except the +3 for air. I think we're missing anabolic synthesis as well. Are we? Yeah, I think we are. Which is an important upgrade because it increases the Ultralisk movement speed off creep. And guess what? Every single fight that we have seen so far is, you guessed it, off freaking creep. Another thing that helps off creep, of course, is these infestors, but we're not quite seeing them. We also don't see a massive ghost count, which is somewhat surprising to me. I wouldn't have minded seeing 6 to 8 extra ghosts here to really kind of drive home the point that ultras are going to be useless, and also potentially have a good transition available when Brute Lords do end up showing up, because usually in the end they are always there. Time setting up for another big engagement. Flanking possibilities are not quite here. Instead we see a big spread coming out of Rogue, kind of waiting for time to move in. Here comes Rogue, and instead just going to move into Time's position. This is a scary position to move into, yeah. Every time you chase, don't forget that these ghosts are also going to be uber useful with their snipes. That's one of the ultras that's going to go down. The ghosts stay alive for now at least. This is a great pre-split here coming out of time. Ghost maybe in a little bit of trouble. Marauders in a bit of trouble, but these are units that you're okay with being in trouble because they can just get healed by the medevacs. Once more, well actually, Did Time win this fight? That's a lot of supply. Looks somewhat even, at least cost efficiency wise. Time is mining from the far back. There's a lot of scans available. Holy crap. All of these are full. Full energy. There's like 4 or 5 command centers with full energy. You could legit drop like 15 mules. Beat out mining your opponent even harder. Well, it's actually relatively even right now. Big attack here out of Rogue on this base. Could potentially take it out. Not quite enough Banelings, but the Lings will finish the job right here. Rogue dropping down to 135 supply though. I'm kind of feeling a killing move coming in here soon out of Time. This bottom left side base, I think, has been super exposed the entire game and just hasn't been paid any attention to out of Rogue. Rogue saying, hey, you can mine from there, or well, I'm not actually aware of that. Does have an Overlord pretty close. Time once again moving in. No mines in this army, which sucks, but tank on the high grounds dealing a lot of damage. Ultralight is going to get sniped. Lots of Ghost in the back as well. This is a fantastic engagement here for Time. Cloaks up. There's no Overseer available, and this, I don't want to say it, but might have actually been the game-deciding fight, or the game-winning fight. We had a couple of fights that together most likely decided the game, but this most likely was a game-winning fight. We have a push heading towards the far left side. A couple of these Hellbats are going to get picked off. Of course, Adrenal Glands Lings are okay-ish against Hellbats. Oh my god, they're not gonna die. GG gets called. Time wins this game in a very fun and attractive game on Moonlands here, opening up with a 2-base Mutalisk. The tricks from Rogue not working out against my good friend Time. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thanks, and bye-bye.